Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Wicked Wednesdays. And today we are going to be reading from the Druidcraft Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. And we'll see what this midweek energy is bringing this week. And I hope you will join me with a nice cup of tea, and an open mind and an open heart. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all the fun YouTube things. And let's get into it. So, let's get started. This is our reading for Wicked Wednesday, November the 6th. What makes Wednesdays so wicked? Well, it's been my experience that if something crazy or wild or out of control is going to happen, it's going to happen on a Wednesday. It might be a breakup, it might be issues with a job, it might be conflict with a family member, but it seems like Wednesdays are often difficult. It's the middle of the week, your energy might be running a little low, and so this is a good way to kind of heighten that vibration, heighten that energy, get a good, psychic pick-me-up, so to speak, and a little guidance, to get you through the rest of the week. So we're gonna give these cards another little shuffle. When I shuffle, I always focus on clearing out the energy from previous readings. Clear that out. Start fresh, right? So we do that first. And then we have, a moment to just think, just for a minute, focus on what it is that we need to know. What is it that our higher consciousness, our guidance is going to tell us to help us through the rest of this week? So when you're shuffling, you don't have to shuffle like I do. Some people like to shuffle like that. Some people, you might see them shuffle like this. It's harder to do with these bigger cards, but that's okay. Now, you saw that, right? When a card falls out of the deck like this, it's important because it has something to say. But several cards fell out, so we'll see what they say. We've got the Eight of Wands, which means things are kind of up in the air, and you may not get the answer you're looking for today. King of Cups. Usually this is an older gentleman in your life. He may be, kind of melancholy, kind of sad. There's a lot of emotion there. And this person may not know really how to handle that sadness that they're feeling, but I'm getting a lot of sadness, melancholy, maybe some loneliness here. The Chariot usually has to do with movement and balance. So you may be thinking about moving to another city, maybe thinking about moving to a house, changing jobs, things like that. But it's definitely about getting some balance there too. Strength is one of my favorite cards. And it's about maintaining control, kind of being that calm in the center of the storm, so to speak. You have that power, believe it or not, to calm everything down with your calm. Also, this card, the Princess of Cups, reminds me of, always makes me think of serenity. Look at her face. She looks so calm and serene, like she is finding that peace in the midst of the cyclone that's swirling around her. So that's always a good sign. And then the Eight of Cups, to me, this card always gives me the sense that you're leaving a situation that's not meant for you. You're leaving maybe a situation that's having you feeling empty. Look at these cups, they're empty. And this person's walking away to higher ground, to something better. to something more fulfilling. So this may be, you leaving a relationship that's no longer working for you. This may be leaving a job that's no longer working for you. But something down here is unfulfilling, and you are working toward a higher consciousness, a higher level here. And so, so this is definitely a good card, but you may, have some mixed feelings about it. A lot of times people feel guilty leaving a situation that's not working for them, but ultimately your best interest is to move forward toward that higher consciousness, toward that better way of living. So those are all good things to know, good things to see. We're gonna put them back in the pile, give it another shuffle. And so I'm going to do the Celtic Cross. It's a traditional basic reading. Okay, so and I'll explain as we go. I'm running out of room, oh goodness. Okay, so right here, like I mentioned before, you got the Chariot. That's the situation that you're dealing with right now. Again, it's about finding balance and also that forward movement. However, since it's reversed, it may seem like that movement forward is taking more time than you'd like for it to. You may be feeling kind of stuck. And so with this Mercury retrograde, it seems like everything is kind of stuck. And so it's important to remember this is a good time to go inside yourself. Think about, reflect on things. Think about what your purpose is and, what led up to you being where you are now, and, possibly what might be a good route for you to go from here on out. The crossing card here is the King of Cups, like I mentioned before. This is someone, this may be an older gentleman, maybe a Scorpio or Cancer type of energy here. But there's some loneliness, sadness, some melancholy feelings I'm getting from this card for some reason today. This person has always been very supportive and very much in your corner. But they may be having some sad feelings. You may want to check up on them today. But this is someone that is kind of helping you through whatever situation you're dealing with. The base of the issue is the Five of Swords. A lot of times when I see a Five of Swords, it denotes conflict. You may have an argument with somebody, and even though you win the argument, you're like, why do we even have that argument? What does it matter? Sweet tea or unsweet tea, for example. Something, so trivial yet causes so much damage. There's so much hurt feelings here over something so trivial. And so it's important to, be aware of your reactions and the reactions of others. Again, with this Mercury retrograde, sometimes communication can be a little off. And so it's important to remember that, think about how you say the things that you say and how that other person might come across, or how you might come across to others. Recent past, you've got the Eight of Wands, things being up in the air. You don't know which direction to go, but, and you don't know which direction your life is going to take. Nobody knows which direction their life is going to take. We can do readings all day long, and it can kind of give you an idea of, the path that you're on and what the outcome may be. But part of your growth and part of your journey is to accept that you don't know everything, and it's okay if you don't know what's going to happen next. In the next couple of weeks, there's going to be some new beginnings. The sunshine is going to come out again. This loneliness or sadness that you might be feeling is going to subside a little bit. And again, it's like the song says, the sun will come out tomorrow, right? Let's see. Right here we have the self, and that's your strength. Now, some of you, since it's Wednesday and Wednesdays might be challenging for some people, this strength may be, not as strong as you would like for it to be. Since it's reversed, sometimes that can be the case. But believe it or not, you have more control and more power than you realize. And so not only are you finding strength to carry yourself through the rest of the week, but you may find yourself trying to support other people and kind of be in their corner, be their little cheerleader, for example, to kind of, keep morale up, keep things going. So that's another aspect of strength. This is your advice card, Princess of Cups. Since it's reversed, again, there may be, a little bit of backsliding, a little bit, and finding that serenity and that peace. I guess the advice here is to work on controlling your emotions rather than have your emotions control you. I know that's easier said than done, but that's what the advice is to try to find that serenity and that balance in the midst of the whirlwind of emotions that you may be going through right now. Hopes and fears. You're hoping to climb to a higher consciousness, a higher level of being. You're hoping to maybe leave a situation that's no longer working for you. You're also terrified to leave the situation that's no longer working for you. What if what's over this hill might be not something you're looking for? So, that can be scary sometimes. It's important to trust the universe, because everything, believe it or not, does fall into place exactly when and how it should. And trusting the universe is always a work in progress, but I've found that when you trust the process, it actually works to support you. The outcome in the next 3 months, usually is when this outcome comes about, 1 to 3 months. The Eight of Swords, a lot of times you feel trapped, you feel like there's no way out, you feel stuck. This person has their hands tied behind their back, they're blindfolded, and they've got all these swords stuck around them, and they feel like if they try to leave, they're going to get hurt. They might stumble, they might lose their balance, and that's a terrifying feeling. And also, it can kind of freeze you, like where you feel like you can't move on from this negative situation. But you see, there is a path through this. But sometimes you have to do a little maneuvering, get your hands free, get that blindfold off so that you can see there is a way out. There is a path out of this that you can get through without hurting yourself. And so, but finding that is going to be a challenge. Keep in mind that you always have options. There are always options available. Sometimes it's harder to see what the other options are, but you do always have options. Now, the bottom card always has something to say. So I always pick out the bottom card. And this time it's the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles usually has to do with managing the home, managing finances, nurturing, Earth Mother type energy. This is mama energy right here. Taking care of loved ones, taking care of the household, making sure everything's in order. Structure is very important. these are things that are going to come into play in this whole reading. It affects all this other stuff. What's interesting is when I do readings, a lot of times when I ask for specific guidance on a specific issue, there have been times when I did this whole reading and nothing in here said anything about what I asked about, and then the bottom card answers the question that I actually asked. So it's really kind of interesting how that comes out to play. I don't always know what all this is about. It may, be a reading for me. It may be a reading for you. I don't know. I may just spit out something that comes to me and I have no idea what it's about, but then someone will say, oh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. It's very strange how that works, but it works for some reason. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, please leave it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, ring the notification bell, and I hope you have a great Wicked Wednesday. Whew, that was a heck of a reading, guys. I don't know what to think. I don't know how much of this was applicable to your life, but I hope you were able to gain some insight from our reading today. I would love to hear your feedback and see what works for you, what doesn't. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all the fun YouTube things. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and I will see you next time. Thank you.